As an occupational therapist opening your business, it can be really overwhelmed going into this whole marketing thing. You've spent all your years, all your experience building your clinical skills, and now you want to grow your clinic, your business, and marketing can be really overwhelming. My name is Huang. I'm an occupational therapist and certified hand therapist, and over 12 years ago I started my therapy clinic, and over 6 years ago I started Hand Therapy Secrets. Now, it was extremely overwhelming when I first got started. So I want to share with you an easy concept when it comes to marketing so that you can get yourself out there and start to attract the kind of people that you want to work with. I'm going to share with you some things I did then, some things I'm doing now, and really I'm actually circling back to some of those things. I just did annual planning with my team, which is just meaning like I'm sitting there with them and I'm talking to them about what we want to do, what goals we want to hit for 2026. So I'm going to share with you some of those tips so you can make marketing a lot easier for you and attract the kind of patients and clients you want to work with, and therefore grow your business. So there's a really easy concept I want to share with you that will make marketing a lot easier. All right, the concept is problem solution, right? Problem solution. So I was talking to them about this as well, because when we are trying to get ourselves out there and attract the people who want to come to us, we do marketing. Marketing is all about getting eyeballs onto your business, onto who you are, and onto who you can help, right? And so in marketing, you'll hear like you want to think about who you want to talk to. You got to dial in and be really, really specific. This is something that I have always had a hard time with. And so when I'm teaching others, it holds me more accountable and it gets me a lot more focused. And so I'm sharing this with you to hopefully rein it in, because as therapists, I'm a certified hand therapist. So I see such a huge array of different types of problems, and it can be really easy, especially as OTs. We're like, oh my God, but we can do so much. We can help so many people. And so you're like out there, you're like, I can help everybody. That's a problem. When you want to help everybody, you really help nobody. And so I want you to think about, if you want to make marketing and the things that you have to do from a marketing perspective, how you can make it simple is to get really specific with their problem. So who am I talking to? Or I want to be really, really specific. I'm going to give you an example. We are, with the trajectory and the plan that we have to grow our business, we have been getting a lot of post-surgical cases, right? Now, the problem with getting post-surgical cases is that a lot of times they listen to their doctor. And if you are not within that network of doctors, you might not get those cases. If you are not in network with insurances, right? So people after surgery, sometimes they want to be in network with insurances. We're a cash-based therapy clinic. And so we want to address and talk to people who are willing to step beyond the borders of their insurance to say, hey, I need more than what my insurance covers. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole insurance thing, but you don't take any, we're an out-of-network facility, right? My clinic, we're an out-of-network facility. So when people have surgery, they tend to go to in-network doctors. Now, I'm sharing this with you because I've had this issue. In-network doctors who are very busy and very focused on in-network, being in network, they cannot understand why you are out of network, right? They cannot phantom a patient paying to be out of network. When these surgeons sit inside big companies, hospitals, they all funnel to themselves, and you have to understand that when you're marketing. So you understand the problem and you have to come up with a solution. So for us, when we want to see post-surgical cases, right? What do we want to talk about here? What are the problems that our patients are currently having when it comes to post-surgical cases, right? You have to think for you, what are those problems? So I'll share with you what we are experiencing here at my clinic. So maybe you can use this as an example for you to kind of mold and fit that into your business structure. Now, If you're struggling with this and you need a little bit of help, I'm going to include all my links. I have a business course. We're going to hold live business calls. And then, of course, there's one-on-one consulting when you want to dive in and be more like hands-on, and I can help you with that. But for us, we want to focus more on post-surgical cases this coming year. And we want to think about the problems that our patients are having. One of the problems that we're having, that we're seeing, and you got to look at in the environment, right, is number one, doctors are limited, right? They're limited in their recommendation in terms of they only know what they know in terms of places to send them to that's in network. I'll give you an example. I have a doctor who I've worked with for many years. I've used him. I've taken my kid there myself because one of the doctors there does a lot of pediatric hands. They're so in network. The clinic name is on their list, but I don't even know if I'm on the list anymore, because what happens is when doctors refer to clinics and the clinics are out of network, then the patient calls their office and say, hey, the person you recommended isn't in network. So they get kind of pissy, and then so after a while their staff stop recommending you. So just understand that doctors are limited in their recommendations of where and who to go to. They're just like, go find somebody, right? I did the surgery, I put you together, go find your therapy. So we understand that doctors are a little bit limited in their recommendations. Number two is we understand that insurance are limited in their coverage. So insurance is very limited in how much they cover, where they cover to go, and sometimes these places are very high volume, low quality, right? So they might be high volume, low quality. This is true with everything. Anything that's high volume, you're not going to get a ton of quality. And you have to understand that there are a lot of patients out there. There's a bucket of people, right? I often talk about, chunking things out and putting things into buckets. There's a bucket of people who, after surgery, want the best possible results, and they're willing to go beyond what their insurance is covering, because they value their health and they value their recovery, right? So understand that problem, and then how do you provide that solution for them, right? So these are two problems. Doctors are limited in their recommendations. Insurance are limited in their coverage. And then, of course, there's a bucket of people with no insurance. One of the problems post-surgical is that they're confused about what to do. Right? There's so much information out there, and the information is so generic. How do they decide? What do they do? Right? And so one of the things that we do in terms of marketing, really to make it less overwhelming for you, right? Especially if you're just getting started. Like, listen, I started my therapy clinic over 12 years ago. My first 2 years in business, I didn't do any of this, and it was because I didn't know how. Right? I didn't know who to turn to. I didn't know where to go. And now, 12 years later, there's a lot more information, but you might be confused. You're not really sure how you're doing it. You don't know if you're doing it right? Or you don't know what to expect. And so that's the value in terms of getting more professional help versus just this video. But hopefully this video can help you really start to think about it, because every area has a little section that we can talk about. So let's talk about them. Doctors are limited in their recommendation. So one of the things that I'm going to talk about when I'm talking about post-surgical cases, I'm actually dialing into very specifically what I've done already. I'm going to start with distal radius fractures. I've done this with my staff, and we did a distal radius. We did a bunch of videos, but the problem with distal radius fractures is that you can have had surgery, right? So with this surgery, they're confused. So I'm focused over here first. I'm gonna focus over here first. So let me change I'm gonna focus, let me do that. Do you guys like it when I do the board? I feel like it's kind of helpful to do the board. It helps me to stay a little organized too. So I'm gonna focus on people are confused about what to do after distal radius fractures. And so I started sharing my perspective. I made some videos. I spoke about it throughout my social media posts. You can create a blog on this. When I first started my therapy clinic and I wasn't comfortable on camera, I created blogs and I wrote it, and then I try to share my blogs around. You can still do that. You can create this concept and you can make it into carousels. You can make it into posts. Just don't make the posts like so hard to read. I think sometimes I see posts and it has like, you're like trying to cram everything in there. It can't happen, right? Nobody's gonna read that. Nobody. It's hard to read. I've seen it. So people are confused about what to do after distal radius. And so I will create 4 topics or 4 titles all on distal radius fractures. Now I'm a hand therapist, but as an occupational therapist, you can be in hand therapy. Most people are watching me because they're in hand therapy, but you've picked your niche, your topic. Our niche currently for what we want to do and share is post-surgical cases. So what are some problems that people have with distal radiuses, right? So one of the problems that people have is that their hands get really stiff, their scars are really bad, they're not getting their motion, and they just don't know what is safe to do and what's not safe to do, right? I just gave you 4 major topics on people who are confused about what to do. And so then I created all my social media around that. I just spoke about it. I just pinpointed a very specific problem. I got very specific on those things, and then everything that comes with it is a solution that therapy can help, right? So I'm the solution. So one thing that you can do in terms of solution is provide some tips, right? So you don't have to share everything because truth be told, it's impossible to share everything. I get people who ask me questions, but as a licensed medical professional, I'm liable if I give the wrong information, and then I don't even have all the information. People are like, tell me what to do. I'm like, I don't know your date of injury. I don't know date your surgery. I don't know what you've done, right? Like, let's stop there because I'm not giving my time, all of it, for free. The marketing draws them in. The marketing brings them to ask questions. Those questions you can make more videos, but it's going to draw them to your clinic because you're the expert. You're the person who can provide the solution. So I provide tips. So I provide tips on like, what do you do if your fingers are stiff? And I'll give you a very specific example. I did that with distal radius fracture, and I had a patient watch my video. The woman watched my video and she got immediate relief. Now I'm giving real tips. I'm not giving bullshit tips. I'm giving real advice. This is what I would tell my patient if they came in. This is exactly what I do, right? I did it. She felt better. And then she called my clinic and she was like, can you help me, right? And I was like, yes, absolutely, because I'm the solution. We are the expert, right? She was, she came in, funny enough, she came through telehealth because she lived 2 hours away. And then I was like, well, I can do a consultation because you have a lot of questions and I can help you get started. If you watched my video and you were able to get help, I can help you via video as well. But then I met her and then I saw all of the problems and I was like, from a consultation perspective, you need more hands-on work. I'm happy to help you find somebody. This is what you would look for in that person, but you need to go somewhere and get some professional help. And she's like, I'll drive to you. She drove to me. I'm the solution. And she booked what I call intensive. Now, mostly pediatrics, OTs that do pediatrics know that word intensive, where they come in for so much time in your clinic, right? You have to charge for that because that's time consuming. So I was like, well, you can come in for a week. I mean, coming in for one day isn't going to help solve your problem. You can come in for a week, come in twice a day. So that package, right? Because she was looking for a solution. Now, did we have the conversation about insurance are limited, doctors are limited in their recommendations? Of course, we spoke about that. And now, because I spoke about it, I can actually create some videos like this conversation right here. I have embedded it into some of my conversations, right? Into some of my videos. Because listen, doctors don't always know, right? And it depends on what doctor you're going to. Now, your post-surgical doctor might only know their surgeon, might only know their therapist. So she went to a very specific surgeon who had a very specific therapist in his clinic, and he was like, you go to my therapist, right? I, as a therapist, don't work in his office. He's not gonna know me. And if he did know me, he won't refer to me because he has his own therapist, right? Now, he might know me and refer to me later on when the therapist comes in and complains and says, I don't want to work with your therapist. Who can you recommend me to? And then he might be like, oh, okay, I'll send him to Huang now, right? But I'm not always first choice, which makes sense. It's his business. He's not going to send all of his patients to me. Like, I fundamentally, from a business perspective, I understand that, right? Send to your people, send to me when they can't help, right? But do you see how specific I am with my problem and my solution? Problem, solution, problem, solution. If you're overwhelmed when you are starting to think about marketing and what you need to do and how you need to like show up, go back to this concept of problem, solution. Right, go back to, I remind my staff all the time when they're like, oh, all over the place. I'm like, what's the problem? What's the solution? And you can do the same thing door to door, right? And I'm going to share you real quick door to door because I've been moving so much into the digital realm that I haven't been doing the networking, the door to door stuff, right? So I have a new manager. And she's like, I want to do door to door. I want to do, like, everyone comes in with these bright ideas. And I'm like, does it involve me? Because I don't have the time. So one thing that I am, like, my clinic is in a shopping center. And I don't really know my neighbors, right? And they don't really know me. And we've had some new people, some old people, right? So I was like, you know what? Why don't we do door to door, right? So what's their problem? I have to think about them. I'm not thinking about my problem or my patient's problem. I'm just like, go there. What are their problems? Like, we have a dentist next to us. Haven't been marketing to them, right? We actually marketed, like, right next door across this wall is a physical therapy clinic, and I'm like, go market to them, tell them, because they don't specialize in what we specialize in, right? And they have sent me patients, so let's not knock it. So I said, because it's the holidays, you can make a little gift basket, a little gift box, put in some of our flyers, some of our brochures, and just send them and say, hey, if you have people who coming to you and complaining about hand and arm problems, we can help, right? If you're working on people's teeth and they tell you that their neck hurts, we help with neck problems. If you, as a dentist and a hygienist, if you have neck and arm problems, because a lot of them do, we can help. So it's problem, solution, problem. It's being very, very specific, right? So the one thing you do for one type of marketing isn't always exactly the same. You have to like tweak and change it a little bit. But the concept, right? And I'm teaching you concept. The concept is the same. So this manager, she's getting all that stuff ready and getting the brochures and the flyers and the things that she wants to put in there for them to say, hey, if you have anybody, put this in your business, blah blah blah. She's just making friends. Go make your friends, girl. So that's one thing we're doing. So you can do that. Do that as well. If you enjoy door to door, if you want to do marketing to doctors, think about their problem. Be very specific, and then how you can help them. All right. I hope this video helps. Like, subscribe. I do a business video every Wednesday, and the rest of the time I'm sharing a lot of clinical skills, because when you get eyeballs, people are going to come, and then you have to be able to help them, right? Very specific. Leave me any questions you have, but if this video helps you, then yeah, like, subscribe, and click the links below so you can get on to my business email list. All right, talk to you later.